The first chord we have in this song is an A major add 9 chord relative to capo, so it's actually functioning in the pitch of a C major add 9 chord. And we have open E, open A, second fret with the first finger on the D string, the fourth fret there with the pinky finger on the G string, the second finger, second fret at the B string, high E strings open. We're going to play the low E string open, and then play A, D, G and B all together with the right hand at once. So we're playing thumb on the A, first finger on the D, second finger on the G and third finger on the B, and kind of plucking all of the strings at the same time. So E together, and then E together, and we'll pick up there on the D string. So bass on the E, all together, bass all together, and then we'll pick up on the D. We'll then play 2 bass notes on the E string before moving to the same chord, but we're just going to grab A, G, B and E all at the same time, and then the D string open. So I'm kind of splitting the notes up there. So the first bar, E together, D, bass, bass, the split chord, and picking the D string. So if you haven't noticed, this song is in 5/4 time. It kind of doesn't feel like it is because it flows so smoothly, but it is in 5/4 time. So when we count in, we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and. We're going to play this 4 times for the kind of intro of the song. We're then going to swap to our A minor add 9 chord relative to capo again. So what we're actually doing is we're swapping the first and second fingers over. So the second finger goes to the second fret of the D string, and the first finger actually goes to the first fret of the B string, and the pinky finger is going to stay exactly where it was before. Now the rhythm is exactly the same here, except for we don't do the kind of split chord thing. So it's always bass, A, D, G and B together. The little pickup on the D, bass, bass, same picking, D. Just for 2 bars before we move to a C9 over G chord. Now this chord, it's a bit of a crazy chord really. I've never used it in any of the songs before, but it's a lovely chord voicing. Have first finger on the third fret of the E relative to capo, second finger, third fret of the A, third finger, third fret of the G, and the pinky finger, third fret of the B. We also have that open G string in the middle there. Now this one is pretty much the same in the rhythm, except for the last kind of 2 beats where we have a little bass run. So it's bass, grab the chord, A, D, G and B, bass chord, that little pickup on the D string, bass, bass chord, G, D, sorry, and then again, bass chord, pick up on the D, and then we do have the same rhythm, but we have a little run, 3, open on the E, grabbing the chord, and then an E string open, so that kind of C9 over G chord is normal. And a little bass run before we move to an F major chord really. So it's just a standard F chord. I'm playing this with the finger over the top here on the thumb, sorry, over the top on the low E string. We'll pick bass on the E, A, D, G and B together. Pick up on the D, bass, bass, pick, D, so exactly the same as normal. And the second time is the same, although sometimes we'll hear that open string as we transition back to that A major add 9 chord that we started the song with. So for the intro we have 4 bars of the A major add 9. And then when we get to the main chord progression, it's 2 bars of the A minor add 9. Then to the C9 over G chord, and we have 2 bars of this, a little bass run the second time. Then to the F chord. And then we go through the A major add 9 chord twice. To finish the kind of verse off. So actually in the verse this happens the first, second and third times, and there is a variation on the fourth time which we'll look at now. And then when we go back to the verse for the fifth, sixth and seventh times, it is the same as we've just played here, and the eighth time has the same variation as the fourth time. So basically every 4 verses there is a variation to the kind of ending of this. So it starts off the same with the A minor add 9 chord, going to that C9 over G chord, and then to the F chord, then here we change on the 4th and the 8th time through the verse. So we actually go to this chord, which is open E, open A, 2nd fret, 1st finger there on the D string, and then 4th fret with the 3rd and pinky fingers on the G and B strings. And we're going to play the same rhythm as we do for the rest of the song. Basically E, A, D, G, B together, bass together, pick up on the D, bass, bass together, D. Four times before we go through a little break in the song. This happens around 1 minute and 45 seconds in the song. It's basically 3 bars of the F chord and then 2 bars of the A major add 9 chord played twice, and then we go through a little link section. So we have the F chord, same as normal. And then the A major add 9. And for the little link section, it's actually just 2 more bars of A major add 9. After the 8th verse, we do exactly the same ending with that kind of weird chord at the ending of it, before we go into a little outro section, which is played differently to the rest of the song. It's actually played like this. So we have an open E, open A, 4th fret on the D, open G, 2nd fret on the B, rhythm again as normal, we've got 4 bars of this. Before we go to 2 bars of the A minor add 9 chord. And we finish on fading out with that kind of weird ending chord 2-4-4 on the D, G and B strings from the end of the 4th and 8th verses.